Start your engines, hear the crowd. Talking racing now, we're revving loud. Yeah. From Daytona nights to Talladega days, we're chasing rumors, hearing what they say. Pit crews hustle, tires burning fast. News and whispers, nothing's gonna pass. Talking racing now, we're hitting the track. NASCAR stories, no looking back. Engines roar and the fans all cheer. Every lap we're bringing the latest here. From rookie rides to legends known, victory lanes and dynasties grown. We'll spin the tales where speed's alive. Every week the racing vibes survive. Now we're hitting the track. NASCAR stories, no looking back. Engines roar and the fans all cheer. Every lap we're bringing the latest here. Green flags flying, hear the sound. Talking racing now, the best show around.
It is Talking Racing. Now, the Magic Mile is done. And it looks like Ryan Blaney has figured it out.
Now you see me, now you don't.
Oh, hold on one
Magic
minute.
Mile, baby.
Watch this.
Uh-oh. Oh, there he is. He's gone. He's the Magic Man.
Oh, there you go. There we go. I'm back. Wow, we're getting hit with the bots today. I love it.
Ooh, hey.
Yeah, AI viewers boost PP and push FYP. All right, hey, thank you. There starts before the 24. And speaking of 24, hey, let's get that back wheel on correctly, please. All
Yeah,
right?
good
And
Lord.
the Wave 4E, which Noah Graxon did get a top 10, so appreciate you there. Me Papa in as well. Oops, almost put that comment on. Where did you go? What just happened there? I don't even know if you guys can see what I just did, but I messed up. So
Saw nothing.
we are good.
Didn't happen.
Listen. Okay, didn't happen. All right, we didn't see
No.
it. Did not happen. And speaking of did not happen, Bubba Wallace did not track down Ryan Blaney. Not for not trying, though, because he put it all the way in there. And also, I noticed on the broadcast, Letarte was like, oh, that's going to cost him about 0.3 seconds. And he looked up and he was like, oh, maybe not.
Maybe not, yeah.
With the new horsepower, it looks like it allows them to kind of make up for that mistake. But again, the mistake was made nonetheless. Your thoughts overall, the race at the Magic Mile. We started wet, we finished dry.
Never mind.
I'll let it sit.
Anyways,
Now we get into the
So-
race.
yeah. So, yeah, I mean, it started off wild, right? Like, we had Carson Hocevar spinning past the pace car before the race even started, trying out those wets, seeing what the traction was, I guess. He found out.
Yeah, you did.
SVG really dominated on the wet tires, right? Like, some
I
of
love
that
Bubba's
prior
comment.
experience.
I love Bubba's comment. Maybe we can get the rain tips from SVG.
Oh.
Because they tell him,
Yeah.
hey, SVG's blitzing the field. And he's like, well, maybe we can get some pointers.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't hear the comment. I saw on X, and I thought it was something along the lines of, like, Bubba was saying that SVG was asking him for pointers, but I
Oh, is that
didn't
what
actually
was?
hear it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Maybe I heard it wrong. I
Fucking,
thought it,
like,
yeah.
like he's blitzing the field and he's asking me for tips. What the hell is this? That's what I got from it.
I see. When I heard it, it said all I heard because I watched the highlights from NASCAR.
Yeah.
And it sounded like Bubba was like, "Oh, I need tips or something." So maybe I heard it wrong because you could barely hear it with the thing. So maybe I heard it wrong. I thought he was saying maybe he could get the tips. But okay, either way, it's still a funny thing. And I got a question for you, man, because again, you know how I hate all these damn cautions and yellows and all this. And I get it, competition yellow. The pit was still wet.
Yes. Yeah. The
Let
pit
me
road
ask
was
you
wet.
this, though. And again, I know all these guys know this going in. It's competition. You line them all back up. I get that. But shouldn't SVG be allowed to keep his 7-second lead?
Well, I
You're
think the way
telling
you,
me they don't
yeah,
have enough technology in 2026 to be okay. SVG, go, start a climber, 7.65, go, and then you start going. But to me, SVG built up a lead
yeah,
to
he did.
just scratch it and say, hey, you know what? Now we're bringing it all back together. I understand the competition. I understand why you can't go fast on pit road because it was still wet. But there's got to be something to say, hey, you guys did what you needed to do. And a lot of teams did do good just because they didn't wreck
Right.
in the on the wet with the road tires. But now it's almost like the stage things. Like, great, you've done so well. Now it doesn't matter because we're gonna level the field back up. Whereas again, my whole thing is, if you build up the lead, you should be able to keep it. That to me is part of the strategy of the race.
I mean, yeah, but you don't get to keep the you don't get to keep the lead if there's a caution for a wreck. So it's kind of the same thing. You knew what you were walking into when you got there. You knew at some point if the track dried off, the wet tires were going to come off and they were going to bring everybody in. The rules are the rules, but the rules could be different. Um, I was watching Actions Detrimental a little bit. I got through about half of it, and I think the first 10 minutes they were talking about whether they should have a non-competition, stop at all, or should the teams just decide when it's time to take the wets
I
off
mean,
and
that's what
put the
I would
regular
say.
tires on?
Like to me, I would have been better if NASCAR had been like, look, between laps 40 and 45, we think the tires will probably the track will be dry enough on you guys when you want to. Anytime after lap 40, pit road is open for stops. You make the strategy call. I like that better than anything else. But I do understand then if 30 cars make that thing and you go onto that pit road and it's wet,
Yeah.
you're endangering, the pit crew members. And we saw the first stop already under the regular, not the competition one, the first actual stop. There
Yeah.
was Bell pulled his dry guy out.
Yep.
Byron left with the wrench in the car still. There was problems on like 3 or 4 cars. There was one stop where Denny Hamlin's crew didn't even go. The gas guy's there by himself, and the other guy
Yeah.
was on the wall. Apparently, enchilada meant lunch or something. I'm not sure what happened. William Byron's crew apparently didn't get the left tire on good enough, but didn't call him back in, and then tells him, "Hey, it was a long time happening." Like, I don't understand. If you know it's not right, what are we doing? I don't get some of the things, and it's like, but again, Ryan Blaney's crew. I mean, again, this time
Yo.
though, this time it was not the guy's fault. It was the equipment. The bolt was supposed to stay in the gun. Apparently it didn't. He tried to put it back in, get it on there. It didn't get good enough. It fell back off, so they had to redo it again. I
Yep.
mean, again, that to me is an equipment failure that really wasn't. I get Ryan Blaney's frustration, especially with everything the way it's been going. But to me, that was an equipment thing. But there was a lot happening on pit road yesterday that was, that changed some strategies in the race. And to me, SVG, once they took the road tires off and his car fell back, he became SVG on an oval.
It takes one time for somebody to get pinned between one car and another because they came in, on a competition stop on a wet pit road, and that shit will end pretty much all of wet racing entirely. So I get the caution as far as like the caution from NASCAR and
Yeah.
and being the precaution, I guess. But it still doesn't necessarily sit right and having a non-competition stop. It feels like ARCA stuff, and it's just this is supposed to be the pinnacle.
Yeah.
And if you can't race wet, then don't do it, I guess. But
No, but I think you should be up to, look, between lap 40 and 50, we think the track will be dry. You can start pitting between that, whatever you think. Because to me, I think SVG might have stayed out on those wet tires longer.
yeah, maybe.
The way he was going, I mean, I get it. Once
I mean, I'm not sure where the wear on the tire was at,
Yeah,
and I
well,
know that
once they
he was
start putting
doing.
on the dry tire, but I mean, he was beating the field by almost a second, I believe, at one point. Now I don't know if it slowed back down after that, but I mean, he was blitzing that field.
Yeah, Letard said he was doing a better job than everyone else at cooling his tires off, essentially running like 10 laps a little bit over the groove, 10 laps a little under the groove, keeping his left and his rights cool so that he maintain his speed. And I think there's some truth to that. I'm certainly not smart enough to know,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
Letard is, so
Yeah.
I take him at his word.
No, 100%. Let's talk now about the actual racing. It got racy a couple times.
That was good.
In the field, we had people beating and banging off each other. You had Hocevar and Zilich get into it a couple times. Hamlin and Blaney got into it once, and then Blaney kind of let him go a little bit there. The Riley Herbst gets spun, and apparently Connor Zilich went the wrong way. He was locked up as he slid into him. I mean, I don't know how else it wasn't like he tried to, but it was a late hit, but it was like he was behind another car, thought he could go high, and it wasn't there, and it was locked up and ran into Riley Herbst.
Yeah, by the time he saw Riley up there, he had already accelerated into the corner to try to get around Austin Dillon. And once you start going high, you get all that stuff on your tires. You just accelerated, so it takes you a little longer to slow down. Also, you're going faster, and he slid right into the wall. And lucky it wasn't worse.
Yeah, the Carson Hocevar spin again, another one where it looked like a self-inflicted wound.
Yeah, it wasn't clear.
The car kind of goes to the left like he was trying to clip Zilich, but Zilich was far enough ahead, I guess, to where he ended up spinning him.
Yep.
So and then the Carson spins again on his own, but I think he did okay collecting back up. Let me see where he actually finished.
I think 19th.
19th, so not terrible, but I believe he had the fastest lap too, though.
He did have the fastest lap. He ran a 29.81.
Yep. So there you go. I mean, Chastain, another issue. Apparently, him calling the fire alarm or whatever got him put back, and now they're giving him faulty equipment.
Yeah, he was smoking.
I'm
He
kidding.
was smoking every time he got in the corner. I don't know what that was exactly.
The drivetrain is what they said it ended up being.
Okay.
They went in thinking they had something around the engine area that was causing it. Then they took him to behind the wall and found out it was the drivetrain, and his day was over. So overall, I mean, Blaney was up in the top, except the bad pit stop, 14th, and he worked his way back up there.
Sure did.
Bubba did well. Josh Berry continued to drive well.
Josh Berry had an excellent race.
Yes, Ryan Preece looked very good at it in his hometown there. Anybody else that stood out to you amongst the others that, your normal every week guys that are up front, but anybody that stood out that maybe caught your eye?
Yeah, so I know you mentioned Josh Berry. Obviously, that's a good race for him, and we almost got a playback of last year, but Bubba had something to say about that. Bubba's a good short track racer, so that's not surprising to see him up there. It's mostly about them not having the mistakes that kind of place him in the back, and they had a good day, a mistake-free day.
And then he had the mistake, but again, that was just trying to make something.
That's a racing
happen.
mistake.
Yeah, that was just trying to. At one point, you had to choose when you were going to try to force the hand.
You got to do something.
Work out for him, because other than that, he would have just drove around with them. And
well, and Ryan Blaney was absolutely destroying the traffic. There was no slowing down. That wasn't really happening.
I mean, it slowed him down enough to allow Bubba to catch him, but not enough to where it set Bubba up for easy pass, I guess.
Yeah.
He was going to have to force the issue. And again, this is where I think the nice guy NASCAR comes into effect, because I feel like if somebody was close enough to Blaney back in the day, you might have seen him bump Blaney.
Yeah, give him a little bump. Give him a little push.
Bubba's not doing that to Blaney. I don't know that Blaney would do it to Bubba. Maybe I'm wrong, but
well, I mean, considering I believe it was Blaney when he passed Bubba, Bubba let him go.
Yeah.
But the person I wanted to talk about a little bit, well, two people. Ryan Preece, he had a top 5 car, and he was running top 5 all day. Just lost pace at the end of the race and was falling back. I don't know if maybe he was pushing his tires too much or what that was, but ended up with a 9th. Looked like he could have a car that could compete for a win there for a minute, but it just wasn't meant to be. And Noah Gragson got a top 10.
Yeah.
For front row. And that's a big day for Noah.
Big day. Big day.
Big day. And, congratulations. You recently got re-signed for another year. You come out and you get a top 10 to kind of tell the guys, like, hey, listen, if we get decent equipment, I can give you a decent finish. And just a solid day for Noah. So,
Yeah.
that's super cool. Denny kind of slugged it out through the whole day.
Yeah.
He had that incident. He had that incident at the beginning of the race where he had to stop and barely made contact with
Reddick.
With Reddick. Yeah, thank you. And that put him in the back of the pack. And then he had to work his way forward with wet tires through the sludge, and just was never really able to get up front.
I blame you for that, by the way, because you chose him. So you in
I
essence,
put the bad.
you
I put the bad juju on him.
Bad juju on Denny.
Yeah, I put bad juju on him. I put the bad juju Brents on him.
Let's go ahead. You got more. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that was it. That was pretty much it. I mean, but Denny did slug it out all day and got up to a top 10. So nothing you don't expect from Denny Hamlin, though.
Yeah. Well, if I would have chosen him, he probably would have been there with the lobster at the end. But Ryan Blaney gets his second lobster, and apparently he said he's going to put it next to the other one. I don't know how that thing hasn't been eaten yet. I don't know what that. I don't know.
I guess he's got a lobster tank. I don't know.
Do they give him the live lobster, or do they give him just a replica of the lobster?
Oh, it was a lobster.
Yeah, no, it was live in the thing. I'm just wondering if they give him a.
Oh, like a lobster trophy.
Yeah, like a
lobster
replica that you put.
Oh, we're saying it wrong. It's a lobster trophy.
All right, lobster trophy.
Yeah, it's a lobster trophy.
All right, let's get into what really matters. Hopefully my points lead has grown here.
Oh, it has.
So let's hear all about this week's. This week I'm very, very high on this one because I did very good. Last week I really wasn't looking forward to it. This week, I mean, I've been looking forward for the last 17 minutes. So we got to this point to where you could tell me how good my picks were.
So you had a perfect weekend. You got a full 20 points.
Yes.
Your first pick was the race winner, Ryan Blaney. Got you 10. Christopher Bell did what Christopher Bell does. He gets in the top 5. He got 4th. He got you 5 points. And Kyle Larson came out of nowhere at the end there with a little bit of speed, put himself in 5th position, got you another 5 points. You got 20 points.
I thought I had 16. I even texted when you texted me. You're like, great day for you. I'm like, yeah, 16 points isn't bad because when the last time I looked at the standings, they were 5-6.
Yeah.
Gibbs, I guess, was 4, and I guess both of them got by Gibbs somehow.
I think what happened is that was when Priest had the fall off, and he just kept falling back and back and back.
Priest that fell back. Oh, so Priest allowed me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So Priest had fallen from 4th all the way to 9th, and when he started falling back, everybody came up a spot. There was really not much change in the positions for the last 30 laps there, but anyway. So
Priest. Thank you.
Kyle Larson got 5th. He got you 5 points. You got a full 20. And you have eclipsed 200 points. You were at 189. You were at 209. So
through the ears.
Let's see. So Denny Hamlin was my first pick. He got 8th. Was he 8th? Whatever. It doesn't matter. 9th. Whatever. He got me 1 point. Joey Logano, just a disaster. Just a disastrous day. Just wasn't good. He used pitch strategy to get up into the top at 1 point. And just didn't have speed. He had no speed, couldn't compete, and just fell back. And that was the last time we saw him. Oh, he's 7th. Okay. So Joey got me 0 points. And my last pick, Josh Berry, got me 3rd. Got me the most points, 5th.
Good
5
pick,
points.
Good pick on that one.
So I got 6 points total. I was at 141, and now I'm at 147. Nice. A cool 62 behind you.
All right. I feel like I've again, we don't have regular season or chase, but I would have.
I am gonna need a Denny Hamlin style run to take this points lead back.
Tyler Reddick style fall. I'm gonna have to get no points at all for a few races to get you back into this, unless you pick. I guess technically you pick some top 5s and go, and I get nobody or just onesie twosies. You could probably. I'm sure there's a mathematical chance there, and we're going to some tracks
it's doable.
There's some tracks that are crapshoots because you got Daytona, you're gonna have Dega, Bristol, I know it's not necessarily a crapshoot race, but anything could happen there, to where sometimes you think you got a guy that's going to win, and it doesn't happen that way. But as you said, there's a lot of safe tracks too, though, in the chase. That's going to be kind of like, you're going to have your top guys finish up in the front most of those races. So
Yeah, I don't know. Is it time to start picking Tyler Reddick again? Maybe.
that's going to be interesting. The other thing we got to go over right now, Mr. Spencer O'Neill, is, of course, we got to talk about the who's hot and who's not. We will start with the stock up, stock down, stock up. Who do you got, Mr. Spencer?
Yeah, so stock up. I chose two people.
You can't choose two. I got to leave me one. I don't know.
All right, fine. I'll go with one. Man that had an excellent race, that needed this race, that does not have a ride for next year. Everybody's up in arms. Josh Berry. Just been running excellent the last, 4 or 5 weeks. Really giving the owners out there something to think about. Don't know that it's going to work out. Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Don't know how it's going to work out. I don't even know if there's a ride out there, but he's going to be in a car somewhere next year. He's got to. But yeah, so stock up, even though he's in limbo. Give me Josh Berry.
My stock up, not necessarily a stock up like he's killing things, but Ryan Preece yesterday did trim again. He's 50. He was 50 points heading into this race from 16. He's now got it down to 36. So I don't know if that's doable. We are going to Daytona.
Yeah.
So, I mean, SVG could get into the big one or something, and maybe Priest stays out of it and stays clean. Although the 36 points seems hard in one race.
He needs some stage points.
I mean, like he did 85 stage points this race, right?
Mm-hmm.
SVG ended up with 70.
Hold up. Say that again?
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. That's for the season. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh.
wait a minute. There ain't no way he got 70 points, 8 points in a race.
Whoa.
That's not doable. Yeah,
Yeah.
so again, but right now he's been out stage pointing SVG by 15 for the year. So he's going to need a big push here at the end. But for these last couple of weeks, I like the way Ryan Preece has been running. We'll see if he can do something. I don't know if he will be able to, but we can hope. And
See if RFK can get another. See if RFK can get another car in the chase.
Yeah. Let's go now to our great failures. Stock down. Who you got, Spencer O'Neill?
Carson Hocevar.
Oh, damn it.
I could do a different one. Riley Hurst.
No, go.
William Byron.
There you go. There's
Yeah, I
another
mean,
one.
there's a litany of people to choose, but yeah, no, Carson Hocevar. So, I mean, he raced through it. He got to 19th, but the man was spinning all over the place. He doesn't appear to have his head on straight. I'll give you the spin at the beginning where you're kind of trying to test the wet tires, try to figure out where the traction is. Driving past the pace car is wild, but okay. Yeah, but just trying to pull out in front of two cars when you're just not clear, like that's bad communication. Spinning out on his own one time, it just wasn't good, and it hasn't really been good. And it seems like he's pressing, but kind of not in the good way. Like he's not naturally driving. Like we saw him get it together towards the beginning of the year, which is how he got into the chase. I mean, he's in the chase, right? Like he's a top 10 driver. I think he's still top 10. He may be 11th. I don't know, but
he is currently at 11. He's at 11,
Yeah.
but he's only he's 4 points out.
right. But we are going to Daytona here, and anything can happen. So he could go straight from stock down to stock way up.
Yeah, one race. Yep, 100%. My stock down is going to be a guy that kind of, I don't know. I don't think it was this week. I think it was last week. Voiced his concerns that he's sounding alarms and this and that, and then he heads into a chance to where, again, not that he had a great chance of being able to make it into the chase, but if he has a great day, you never know. But Ross Chastain falls down now. It basically season is over. The only person that probably can even do anything would be Ryan Preece right now. Although,
Oh yeah.
again, it's going to be 30. You're looking at 36 points. It's going to have to be a devastating day for SVG and a great day for Ryan Preece to overtake that lead. But Ross Chastain, again, you voiced the concerns, and you go out there and you have a drivetrain issue. What was that? That was before the competition yellow, right? Because that was the competition yellow where they were trying to think that they had the issue of something caught in there, so they opened
Yeah, it
up
was
the
early.
hood, and then
It was
they went
early.
out. I mean, you didn't even make it 40 laps into this race, man.
Yeah, no, it was very early. It's
And
wild.
again, not saying it's necessarily all Ross Chastain's fault, but the number one and Ross Chastain actually got bypassed by Brad Keselowski, who again didn't make it into the chase. So let's see where that goes as well. But my stock down is going to Mr. Ross Chastain. And maybe you need to get out there and get more of the whoosh.
What's wrong with going in circles? What's up, Chad?
Those circles. Not those circles, Ross. Oh, okay. Yep. Ross ain't doing no circles.
Can I sidetrack for a moment?
Go ahead, my man.
So,
Chad, how you doing, sir? Maniacs running wild.
we had a good weekend. The Jupiter Warriors, we have a Freedom 250 winner.
Oh,
Kyle Kirkwood, Indy 500 racer from Jupiter, Florida. Winner
look at
of the
that.
Freedom 250.
Wow.
South Florida, you have a Freedom 250 winner. Congratulations.
Wow.
That's right.
Look at that. Look at that. I forgot about that. I'll tell you straight up. As soon as we finished, I went and laid down. And I caught the end of this race because I honestly forgot about the wet. I know they were talking about so much about the tires and they could throw on the road tires. Forgot about that. I was like, oh, it's raining. All right, I got probably another hour or so, and I lay down more, and then woke up in the middle of the race.
Yeah, you know,
Go
I
back and
thought
find
about
out some of the other stuff. But yeah,
I thought about the pre-show, and I was like, man, you know, I didn't even take into account like we're starting a wet race.
yeah.
The track like drove entirely different than it practiced. It drove entirely different than it qualified. It drove different than it did last year.
Yep.
You really didn't have many people staying low. Like there was a lot of riding up in the
You
third
couldn't
line.
stay low. It looked like with the road tires on there. Like nobody could stay low. Everything was high. The ones that tried to go low really fell off. Like they had to slow down, and you could tell the difference between when they put on the the regular tires and when they had on the road tires. Because once the regular tires went back on, everybody was kind of staying low. Nobody wanted to go as high unless they got pushed up. But yeah, no, it was a good race, man. Today some news comes out. I guess Austin Hill will stay in the 33, which surprising to me. And again, I know Richard Childress is a very loyal guy. He's a loyal guy.
Yeah.
I feel like, man, you got Josh Berry out there. You're watching him run. Like, get Josh Berry now. Lock him in. And they went with Austin Hill. They apparently see something in Austin Hill. And again, I don't know all the ins and outs. Maybe some of the Kyle Busch sponsors like Austin Hill. They want Austin Hill driving the car. They'll stay on as sponsor. I don't know. I know there's a lot that plays into when they're signing the drivers. But from a standpoint of watching the results on the track, I don't necessarily like this. Spencer O'Neill, your thoughts?
Yeah, and it's hard not to have recency bias. We do have to remember Josh Berry is like 30th in points, and he struggled all year. But he has really shown himself the last 4 or 5, or I think it is 5 weeks, the last 5 weeks. So it's hard not to
I
have
don't
the
necessarily
recency
know that
bias.
that's all him, though, because the Wood Brothers car usually struggles at all those types of tracks. But
At the
again,
intermediate tracks, absolutely.
when the Wood Brother car comes to this track, it does well, and Josh Berry delivers. It is a little bit of both, I think, when you look at Josh Berry. It's not necessarily just him driving, but the Wood Brothers are a small team, so I think they gear towards certain tracks because they can't hang with the big boys at some of the other tracks.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess It just is what it is.
All right, if you're Richard Childress, I'll ask you this way:
Mm-hmm.
Were you going to re-sign Austin Hill, or would you have kicked the? And again, I don't know that they didn't kick the tires on Josh Berry, and maybe Josh Berry wanted more than what they. Again, I don't know all the ins and outs of everything. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying, looking at it from the way the announcement came out today, would you have said, "Okay, Austin, we're going to stay with you"? And now remember,
Austin signed for 1 year.
Yeah, let me say this also. He has come in on terrible circumstances.
Yes.
Okay, I mean, this is not something where, he started the season there. They worked the whole off season. The car was set up for him. This was the untimely, unfortunate passing of Kyle Busch. He gets thrown into the car. And it just doesn't feel like that whole team. I feel like that whole team is off. Not necessarily just Austin Hill, but unfortunately,
they need
when
an
you
offseason.
look at it, it is Austin Hill is the guy that you look at as the driver.
No, they need an offseason, and they signed him for 1 year. I don't know that you have, who is Josh Berry to Richard Childress, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of still want to know, when Richard Childress brings somebody in, he either sticks with people that he has or he brings somebody in that's got a name. Yeah. And I'm still thinking Ross Chastain. Maybe not next year, but like the year after. Like I think Ross Chastain could end up at RCR. Like that's something that makes sense. So for Richard Childress, it makes sense that he would stick with Austin Hill, give him another year, see what he's got, give the team an off season, let them collect themselves. So yeah, I probably would, but you see Josh Berry do well, and as a fan, you want to see him race again in the Cup Series. You want to see him get a different opportunity and see what he can do with it. But I just don't know where that's going to happen.
Yeah, here's another question I have for you on this whole thing. Are the Childress cars that much better than the Woods Brothers cars?
No.
Okay. That's going to be my question. Like, if you're Josh Berry, are you looking to kind of go lateral, or are you looking to kind of go up?
If you're Josh Berry, you're looking to stay in the Cup Series.
True.
And we might see him run a couple of one-offs with, I always forget his name. He's from Florida. He sold his charter. He made $1 million. He runs an independent team. He always runs the big races. I'm sure he'll be in Daytona this weekend. I cannot remember his name.
Is it the 62, Brendan Gaughan?
No.
Or is that Xfinity? That's Xfinity, I think.
Let me look it up real quick. Hold up. BJ McLeod.
Oh, okay.
Maybe we see him in a McLeod car next year a couple of times, but that's not going to advance him at all. That's just him getting out there to not wreck the car and try to run 30th. Yeah. I think we could end up. I feel like Josh Berry. We have a lot of people moving up.
Unless somebody makes a drastic move, there's not a lot of space opening up this year. Maybe next year, but I mean, other than that, yeah, you're right. He's either gonna have to lateral or go down. Honestly, go take a step down and, as you said, drive one of those cars that are really not going to help him a lot. But
I could see him. Like, couldn't you see him at Junior Motorsports, running an O'Reilly series 1 year?
Yeah.
I could see him a Junior, and kind of see where it gets you.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. Yeah, because that would give Junior too a driver and a name there. So no, I could see that. I could see him going to one of the bigger O'Reilly series guys, or maybe even Childress there. Childress gets an eye on him, and then they move him up that way.
Yeah, get him in the building and see how it works.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they go there. But there are thoughts on the Dollar Tree 301 from New Hampshire. Ryan Blaney picks up his second lobster in a row. Spencer O'Neill, your final parting thoughts and how they can get a hold of you, sir.
Absolutely. So I would be remiss if I didn't mention the 2-car. I saw him a couple of times. Every time I saw him, he seemed to be falling back. I didn't see him drive back towards the front because they didn't show it, but he did end up getting like a 12th. So doing what Austin does, driving somewhere between 10 and 15, staying in the chase, keeping a little bit of a distance between him and the cut line. He's 15th in points. There's no way he's going to catch Bubba for 14th, but he's got a good 45, 50 point advantage
unless
over
he
Ryan
has
Preece.
Unless his car doesn't even show up at the track, I think he's going to clinch
Yeah.
as soon as they go the first stage. He'll probably clinch.
Yeah,
The
I
only
mean,
one
essentially,
that's available is
Austin has to
16.
wreck, and Ryan Preece needs to win in
Yeah.
order for him to be out, which is Daytona, definitely doable. We've seen Austin.
So during this
we've seen
race,
Austin
by the
win
way,
there. We've seen him get smashed.
Josh Berry 49 points for stage points, SVG 19. So he picked up 30 points right there. So, and again, that was with SVG running 20th, and Josh Berry running third. He picked up exactly 30 points there, and right now the lead is.
We're talking about Ryan Preece, though.
I'm sorry. God damn, I looked at the wrong guy.
Hey,
Tell me as I'm doing it here.
I just caught it. I don't know. But no, you can only get 20 stage points, so he can only get so many.
But Ryan Preece had 38, and then SVG had 19. So he picked up 19 points
Nice.
with that running yesterday. But again, he's 30
19
points.
points. Yeah, exactly. 19 points isn't going to be enough. He
No,
needs a
he's gonna
bigger
need
day.
11 more points and that would be an SVG getting nothing.
Yeah.
So and it's gonna be interesting because you know how these races go. It feels like stages 1 and 2 kind of everybody plays it safe. The Chevys stay together, the Fords stay together, the Toyotas try to team up with somebody.
Block the front.
Yeah, to try to make it up there. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ryan Preece has to do, because do the Fords try to help Ryan Preece out and make sure he gets great stage points? Does SVG and the Chevy team do the same thing? Like, it's going to be interesting to see how they try to clip these points. And again, if the big one does happen, what happens in the whole grand scheme of things. Now, Spencer O'Neill, I'm sorry. I turn it over to you, sir.
Yeah. Just sort of last thoughts on Loudon. Saw that Jeff Gluck's poll, it got like an 84% positive on what is it, a good race or a bad race. I would agree with that. I thought it was a good race. You put horsepower in the cars, and then all of a sudden things get a little bit more interesting. So we saw that with Bubba when he went around the corner in a little hot, but he hit that horsepower and didn't really lose any time. So I thought it was a good race. I enjoyed it. It was an excellent product. I look forward to seeing it again next year. As far as myself, you can find me on X at NoldOut87. You can find me here at Talking Racing Now with the great Sean Stanley. And you can find me on these YouTube streets. I'll be talking some nonsense. Hit me up. We'll talk racing.
That's what we do here. We talk NASCAR and nonsense. That's kind of how the show goes. No, I'm just kidding. You catch me at SS_Sports Talk. I am at Stanley Media House everywhere else. And, of course, right here on YouTube, it's Stanley Media House Network, where the door is always open, thanks to the great Spencer O'Neill. And speaking of Spencer O'Neill, this is his wife's favorite time of the show.
She knows it's over.
In the great words of Spencer O'Neill.
Talking racing now!
Talking racing now, the best show around.